So my first few roles were very privileged roles. They were roles that were at organizations that either had less than a typical amount of strain or resource constraint,
Mm-hmm.
or places that really were just made of money, right? And what you learn in those kinds of environments is, the art of the possible, but not so much the art of the constraint. There is actually a lot more fun to be had in an environment that is constrained when you basically can't simply define something and justify it on uptime alone. And then as I moved on in my career, I took roles where there were significant constraints. They were a publicly traded company, or they were, maybe a regulated company,
Mm-hmm.
or they just were a lower margin business than funds. And so that sort of constraint, you realize, okay, we now know what the inventory of the possible is, but we're going to be able to achieve 5% of that at, 1/10 of 1% of the cost. And that is actually a very, very, I would say, positive sort of pressure on a,
Mm-hmm.
and so that sort of focus that is provided by the absence of resources, I think is extremely healthy to encounter in mid-career. Much more so than early career. If you never learn the art of the possible, if you're always at some low margin constrained place, then you may never really learn what it is you should be expecting for your dime, right?